The AOF has undertaken this initiative to introduce an Australian brand for Australian grown canola to give it an identity in the marketplace, both domestically and internationally. If we look on the domestic front, we're seeing a lot of imported oils coming into Australia, which is crazy when we produced over 3 million tonnes last year of canola to still import canola oil. So this is an opportunity for domestic producers to be able to identify and differentiate their product from imported product. But also on the global market, it gives exporters that little bit of opportunity to identify their product as being Australian.
This initiative from AOF, this Australian canola logo, I think is a great initiative because it would be a great benefit for the industry, great benefit for farmers and great benefit for producers of the end product. It brings a little bit more identity to the product, and I think the consumers would more likely to be aware of what they're purchasing if they see a brand rather than just another commodity.
So we're in the middle of an area that grows a lot of canola, and so we have a crushing plant and a refinery and a packing plant here, and that's our stocking trade. We buy canola seed from the farmer, we crush the seed, we refine the oil and pack it off. Australia, we really need to be leveraging as best we can the environment we have here, the quality of our produce, the food safety. So we really need to be pushing that. I think it'd be terrific if we could even in the supermarkets domestically have our produce more clearly and more easily understood to be Australian produce.
Yeah, one of the things we know about consumers is they are confused by food labelling, and particularly when it comes to country of origin. There are just so many options on the supermarket shelves and you really don't have the time to be able to go through and identify which ones are imported, which ones are local. So the idea is that this logo on pack will make it much easier as an instantaneous recognition for consumers that this is Australian made canola.
I find it really difficult to find Australian-made products in the supermarket. You have to really look at where they're made and read these tiny little labels on the back of a pack. It's also very confusing as to made in Australia, sourced from Australia, made from imported ingredients but made in Australia. So it's not exactly an easy thing to identify, and you've really got to look for it. I think the idea of a logo on the front of the pack would be a great idea, because then you can walk down the supermarket aisle and you can spot the Australian-made products.
MSM Milling is very supportive of the AOF's initiative. It really gives us something to brand our kind of generic commodity with, and we need to differentiate ourselves. We need to be able to have the global market recognise what we're producing here as being a high quality product from a clean environment and with great food safety. So it's really important that we have initiatives like this, and it's a step in the right direction for sure.
We compete in the export market. We're about the third largest exporter in the world, but we do compete with some fairly big players, the Ukraine and Canada, and if we don't have a point of difference in our offering, we just end up competing on price. But Australian canola has a great reputation in the world market, and this gives an opportunity to be able to brand and identify that reputation. In fact, we've had some members who have gone so far as to say they want to be able to use this logo and make it available to their customers overseas so that their products that they put on their supermarket shelves in Japan and China can be identified as coming from Australian grown canola. We know that a canola oil is very healthy for you, full of essential fatty acids. We also know that growing canola is good for farmers. We also know that processing it in the country is good for the economy. So really what we're saying in this logo, what it's really standing for, is that it's good for you and it's good for the country.